You've probably seen them around town, the white ghost bikes that mark a spot where a cyclist died. They're kind of always a little bit jarring when you see them, and it really does work to get the message across, right? Well, yesterday, to raise more awareness about pedestrian and cyclist deaths on our roads, the Ghost Bike Group placed 645 pairs of white shoes in front of the Montreal office of Transport Minister Geneviève Guilbeault. So that number, 645 pairs of shoes, that represents the number of pedestrians who were killed on Quebec roads over the past 10 years. Séverine is a spokesperson for Ghost Shoes and Bikes Quebec and joins us now. Thank you for your time today, Séverine.
Thank you for the invitation.
So why did you think it was important to do this now? Why expand from just bikes and include shoes?
Well, Ghost Bikes, which is now Souliers et Vélos Fantômes Québec, has existed for the past 10 years. Yesterday marked the 10-year anniversary of the first installation of one of our Ghost Bikes. But it's been at least 5 years that people have been requesting for us to do memorials for pedestrians as well every time we install the Ghost Bike. So it's something that's always been in conjunction with the bikes. People would see them and say, well, I have somebody in my family that died. I know somebody. It hurts me, and I would like a memorial as well. So we took the occasion, and the fact is that we're all volunteers. It's a volunteer organization from the start. But as since we still exist, because our main objective is to not exist anymore, but we still do exist and we're still installing Ghost Bikes, we figured this was now the time to expand not just to pedestrians, but also to the whole province. So those are the two big announcements that we made yesterday.
So I saw part of the, I don't know what you want to call it, yesterday's ceremony, if you will, where you were laying out all these shoes along René Lévesque in front of her office. And I thought to myself, in terms of timing, it was only about a week or so ago that Geneviève Guilbeault actually introduced a new plan for road safety. And I found the timing, I was going to say sort of odd, but I mean interesting in the sense that she's obviously taking this seriously. She's introduced a new plan, yet you chose to do this anyway. Was there a timing issue here?
Well, we were very happy when she held the news conference at the end of August, and I think it also has to do with the momentum of the fact that there were so many pedestrians that died, including Maria, the young Ukrainian, last December. Mm-hmm. And that also led to the creation of a movement of parents who spontaneously gathered together and created Pas une mort de plus, not another death. And they organized events and manifestations in front of schools in January and March as well. And they were able to have a meeting with the minister. So I think that in conjunction with the fact that we've been asking for more safety, but the fact that pedestrians, there's such a high number of pedestrians, I think that really got the ball going. And it's a different minister. I mean, Geneviève Guilbeault hasn't been in place for, a year now? So it's not that long. So she's taking charge, and it takes time for measures to be announced. So we're very happy that measures are being announced. Now we want to see action to follow those measures as well.
Did you get any reaction from Minister Guilbeault's office from those shoes being placed in front of her?
Not yet, but we weren't expecting one so fast because I know that the Parliament reassembled yesterday as well. But we do hope that the message gets across. And what we wanted to is we wanted to send the message to people that we will now be available to install memorials for pedestrians. And we've already gotten a few requests as of yesterday. And we also announced our crowdfunding to ask people if they want to help us to offer this service to families of victims, that they can start helping us. And we're... So these were the announcements that we had to make, but it was a message. It's for Geneviève Guilbeault, but it's also for the city. It's also for the federal government, because like we keep saying, and it's also for everybody day drivers to take responsibility and realize the privilege we have when we have a car. It's not a right. It's not a God-given right to have space on the road when we're in a car. Everybody has the right to travel by foot, in a wheelchair, in a stroller, on a skateboard. All these things are allowed, and we just have to respect the people on the street first.
So outside of raising awareness, and obviously that's what this is about, and that's obviously a wonderful thing to do. It needs to be done. I think we'd all agree on a regular basis. What do you want to see happen? I mean, when you talk about motorists and having, it's not a God-given right to drive a car, what message are you trying to send to motorists here specifically?
Well, I think we have a culture problem in Quebec specifically, because if you travel other parts of the country and in other countries, just recently I went to Sweden and I was crossing the street and a bus driver decided to stop at least, 50 meters from me, and he stopped and he put the brakes on. He realized I was going to cross the street. And here this is not what happens to pedestrians, and this is a daily occurrence where pedestrians are really not respected. And people say, it's my right, it's my car, it's my light, I go, and I will not wait for someone. And so there's a lot of danger and impatience. So I think there's a cultural problem. We've I don't know, it's been growing for the past 20, 30, 40 years, who knows? But we just have to raise awareness on the fact that we we have to be careful when we're on the road, especially in cities. Highways, okay, fine, you can go 100 kilometers, but not much faster. But here, if you see a sign that says 30, people usually go 10, 15, 20 kilometers over the limit, and I don't understand why. And this is something people have to really take into account and stop doing.
Do you see common threads? Like when we talk about this number, 645 pedestrians killed on Quebec roads in 10 years, do you see common threads amongst the cause? Does it tend to be speed? Does it tend to be lack of visibility? What are you seeing, Séverine?
There's various causes. What we do see is trucks. Oversized trucks are a great big problem because they're only 4% of the vehicles on the road, and yet they account for over 40% of accidents and collisions which cause death. So that's a big problem. So we have the size of trucks, which is a federal responsibility, allowing the trucks and the construction of trucks and which trucks travel where. That's a city responsibility, which is why I say that it's a combination of levels of government that can work together. And there's the law also, because when you have a collision and a serious collision, drivers do not get their license taken away from them. And that's something we don't understand really. Why not? I mean, it's not a right. It's like I said, it's a privilege. So it's like a cultural thing. And we also have to do something with marketers and car building companies and the ads that they send us, because this also feeds the notion that it's a right and it's a privilege, and it's everything about cars tells us we have to go fast, and then we forget the humans in the center of that equation. So it always sounds like we're against cars forever, and that's not it at all. Cars are a great tool, but it's how you use them, and it's what you do with them, and it's how you respect people around them. So that it's just awareness to take responsibility in protecting people once again.
So who is it up to, as I hear you say this, to change that culture, if we can use that word? Where's that supposed to start happening? Is that government? Is that in education? Where?
I think it's everywhere. And that's what kind of the message that we want to send. And that's why it was an important visual to show these 645 people, and that's not even the final true number. This is an estimation from the coroner reports and the SAEQ numbers that we found. But we do know that there's some people that are not even included in the list, so the number is probably higher. But these 645 people, if you put them back to back and you visualize that these are the lives, 645 people that lost their lives in 10 years that we've existed, but it's over 26,000 people that have been injured. And that's a huge number of people who depend on the system after, and that society has to take care of. So why not take care of them at the basis in culture, when you educate people before they have a driver's license and to see if they need one? And if you change the law system, if you change the regulation and the cars that are available to people, and if you change the fact that there are so many cars available everywhere as well, and the speed limits in cities, like I said, it's really. Everything is interconnected, and it's overall. So it's everybody's responsibility. So it's a big message that we're trying to send. It's a big command order, but we do hope that the momentum is going to keep going, and the discussions are going to keep.
I want to ask you as the last question. Maybe this is a bit unfair. As in a perfect world, right? In a perfect world, what would it look like on the roads today, or what should it look like?
Maybe like in Sweden, and where they have Vision Zero, and that it actually exists. Vision Zero is a principle that is instilled, and there are hardly any deaths and injured people. So in a perfect world, well, in a city you go slow and you respect the pedestrians that are on the road first.
So you said the goal is for your group, Souliers Fantôme et Vélo Fantôme, to not exist, and it would take for there to be no deaths, no cyclist or pedestrian deaths. For your group, and you think that's possible because Sweden has done it?
It would be great. I don't know if that's possible. Like I said, it's been our objective not to exist, because at the basis when it was created, it was not meant to be something that lasted. But we noticed that now, after 10 years, there are still, it's been 115 cyclists that have died. We've installed 20 memorials in mainly Montreal, and 645 people that have died. So how much longer can we tolerate that so many people have died?
Séverine, want to thank you for the time, and let people know that in case they see these things, that's what's going on, and it's to raise awareness, to all just basically do a better job, drive a lot more carefully in the city and respect everybody else, and not just motors, but pedestrians and cyclists as well. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks to both of you.
Thank you, Séverine.